pretty sure the last clip you saw was from 2 months ago. What I'm talking about here is when I got a new bookshelf and filmed the process, but never actually uploaded it. So for context, I'm just going to insert that footage here. Enjoy! So today I'm going to IKEA because I want to get a shelf to fit this little space here. I'm getting the same series of bookshelves that I already have. These are the Hemnes. These two I got a while ago at 2 different times, and this one I got recently on Marketplace. I have been looking for the smaller shelf version on Marketplace, but they're either really far away or not much difference in price. Let's go. What do you see? When I was putting this bookshelf in, it's there and pretty established at this point. It's been bothering me lately though. I just really not liking the layout at the moment. It's feeling a little bit cramped in here. Let me just show you. So these are okay, very crowded feeling, like my cat's food's over there. This is nice, like just as it is here, but this shelf here is just really awkward, and it like goes deep into there behind, but then all together it just kind of throws it all off a bit. So I'm going to change it all up. So I'm getting rid of this bookshelf and I'm going to be moving these over here, so it'll just be the 3 side shelves, 1, 2, 3, and the smaller one will be moved because I'm going to flip my desk to over here. So that is the plan, because as it is, it just feels like so heavy and on top of you, especially when you like walk in from over here. It just feels like, oh, like, yeah, it's too much. I'm also going to be adding another shelf on these. And I'm also wanting to get rid of a lot of the knickknacks I have on the shelves because it's getting a bit much. I had like all the things I get ready for in the morning, I had them there and I just really didn't want them on the shelves. So I moved them into the cupboard. I'm just also feeling too, this area down here just feels a bit cramped, like next to the desk. I just want to have more open space, and I don't have a lot of wall space either. As it is, I just have this wall and I just can't put anything on it because every other wall has something and it just feels too busy. I'm also going to have to cut out a hole in the shelves at the bottom because the PowerPoint there that I use for half the stuff in this room, that's another reason why I wanted to move them around, because the gap is just awkward between here. I just don't like it. I can't even move the bookshelf up closer because it'll be the edge of the bookshelf that is at the PowerPoints. So yeah, I was contemplating just getting rid of these bookshelves altogether and putting shelves all the way down, so it would then only be this wall that had all the books and the rest of the walls were free. But it was pretty expensive, especially with the type of wood that I wanted to use. So yeah, that is the plan. So right now I'm going to move this shelf out. First I'm going to take everything off it, move it out, and then, well, first actually I got to clear the room a little bit. Take everything off there, move that shelf out, take everything off these shelves, and then switch them. And also take everything off that shelf to move it as well. Okay. I've emptied it now and it looks really freaking white. I really love this bookshelf. I actually upcycled it. It was like a mid kind of brown color, and it also had like decorative trim up here. At the time I didn't like it. I actually sanded half of it, sanded it down to wood, but then someone told me, oh hold on, sorry, I'm just watching Angel as I'm doing this for the third time or whatever. So there's this primer that you can put over the top of stain and it just seals it in, so then the primer doesn't come up through the top coat of paint, whatever color paint you put on. So yeah, I just did the primer and then I painted it white, and I'm really proud of it. It's really yuck and dirty, but I'll show you. It like came up really nice. My sister's going to be using it in her house. I just have to take it out of here. We'll see if I can do it by myself because it is currently 12:30 at night and no one else is awake in the house. Now all the knickknacks are all over my desk and the other bookshelves. I put all the books down here. I'm not too sure where the rest of the books are gonna go, because while I do this, I also want to do a bit of a declutter of my books, get rid of some books that I know I will never read. I have a thing where I hold on to them and I think, oh yeah, I'll read them in the future, but there are some books that I just saw when I was taking them off the bookshelf now and I forgot I even had them, and if I don't even know what they're about, I don't think I should keep them because I probably won't want to read them in the future either. Yeah, like I've said previously, a lot of these books are books that I acquired when I was a teenager and my tastes have changed since then. I also want to count them at some point and see if I have the special 1,000 books, aka a library. I don't think I do because the last time I counted, I think it was around 600. It doesn't matter if I do or don't. Probably there was a time where I would have tried to collect books to reach that number, but I'm at the point where I'm getting a bit overwhelmed with how many books I actually have that I haven't read, to the point where I can't even decide what I want to read next because there's so many options. I think it'll be nice as well to have them all on one wall, all be books that I know that I want to read and not feel this pressure that I need to read them but don't want to read them, like don't feel like I want to read them. Anyway, I'm just gonna move this cord out of the way a little bit and get started with moving the shelf out. is the part where things need to get worse before they get better, and the part where I'm regretting my decision. I don't know if you've experienced this, but the only way to go is forward. So I moved that bookcase out. I realized as I was pulling it out, sorry, that was playing in the background. I realized as I was pulling it out that there was no way it was going to get past this bookshelf with that other small one still there. And now it actually feels echoey in here. So now it's out. It couldn't get out of this gap and they're all just out there sitting in the hallway. What I need to do is take the books off these ones and move the bookshelves along this wall. And I'm also thinking while I'm here I might try and see if I can cut a hole in the backboard of the bookshelf on the bottom shelf to fit the power plugs in. I don't know how though, because I think it's pretty, from memory, like it's not cardboard, it's like wood. It's thin wood, but I don't really have the tools to do it, so I might just break it. We'll see. Anyway, there's more shit here now, just all over the floor. So now onto all this. By the way, this is the book that I have writing published in. I also edited some of it, which was a big project that I was doing this year, and it was so much fun. But it's really cool. Now I have a physical book and you can actually buy it on online bookstores. You can get it in ebook as well. You can get it physical. And I think I'm procrastinating. I also think I might have woken up my housemate because this frame down here was a frame that had fallen down at the back of the bookshelf a long time ago, and when I was moving it, it was making lots of noise, and she has to get up early. So, oops. And I had to turn the aircon on, even though it's 1 AM because it's getting really hot in here. Alright, get back to it. Okay, it is now 1:40 AM and I'm almost fucking done with this. I almost couldn't even get you because there's all these books here and it's a lot. I'm realizing I can't add the extra shelf tonight because I can't add the holes because it's way too loud. So currently as it is, it looks messy as hell. And then this one here is gonna go there. What I'm thinking is first I'm going to cut out the PowerPoint hole with my Stanley knife. That will hopefully work. I need to get everything set up again because I've realized I've turned the power off this fish tank. Then from there I'm going to just chuck books on, just have it done. And then another project for another day can be just reorganizing the books. Okay. really surprised that I did it. As you could see, I made the hole and I put the little pieces back. So I put those back. It's really freaking rough, but I don't actually mind because it's going to be hidden by books anyway. Now I'm going to move this back and then put books back on the shelf. Maybe see if I can move the other one too, but we'll see. I have emptied the bookshelf and now the room is full of books, and it is 12:28 and I'm watching Angel and there's shit everywhere and I'm ready for this to be fucking done. I am going to move this bookshelf over to the corner. I'm gonna wipe the floor to make sure it's all clean, and then I'm going to put some books back. And I'm thinking it's gonna be a lot difficult to take them off later, so maybe I'll just have a quick think about how to arrange them now. I'm so done, but it's okay. Like over halfway there now. Surely. Once I put the bookshelf there, definitely over halfway. That's what I'm telling myself, at least. Decided to sort them by genre, which I've never done before. I've moved this shelf here. My desk is gonna go in that slot. It's currently over this side. It's gonna be over that side. And then I'll be able to get to the other bookshelf and sort it once I've sorted the others. For now, I'm just gonna leave it like this. Still these down here. I'll show you better tomorrow because I'm just gonna leave it as is. I don't want to do any more tonight. It is 3:53. Almost 4 AM. And this was not my intention to stay up this late, so I'm going to bed. See you in the morning. Okay, it's morning now, and I literally just woke up, so that's why I look this way. I just got back in my clothes I had last night, because what's the point of dirtying more clothes? This is what it looks like this morning here, and then these are the books that are over here. So the plan is this morning, first, before I start putting books back on the shelf, I'm going to see if I can make this extra shelf space. The problem is these shelves here, they are anchored in to the bookshelf itself, so I'll need to make a screw hole, change the position of the piece that's in the wood, and then be able to move the shelf up. Never really done anything like it, but I think it'll be fine. I kind of love tool stuff anyway, so I think it'll be okay. And then it's down to putting all the books back. Okay, update. So as you would have seen, I was really struggling a lot with what's going on with the shelves. I thought it might be as simple as just placing holes in a different area, but as I untwisted it, the shelf expanded because of the weight and then couldn't go back unless I pulled it out and pushed in from the sides. I thought because it's the one holding the bookshelf together, it's just a lot easier if I just add a shelf below and a shelf above. Originally this is what I wanted to do, and I thought I didn't have enough space to do it in terms of like the spacing of the shelves, but I actually can. And if I have bigger books, I can just put them up on the top shelves. I've just marked out the positions and I'm going to drill. I want to get it a bit more organized in here, and then I will check back in. Hello, it's been a few hours and I've been piss farting around doing nothing. As you can see, I have been running into a bit of trouble. I don't know why. I thought I measured it properly, but going by this, like the books don't actually fit on these shelves. So what I'm just gonna do is put it back the way it was, and then down the bottom, that's where I'll drill the extra hole and have an extra shelf down the bottom. I don't like the look of books being all sideways like this. I want most of them to be vertical. I have other shit to do right now, so I'll probably start back later. I have decided I'm just going to leave the shelves as is. I'm not going to worry about adding another one. I've already started here. As you can see, the middle one is what it's going to look like. I'm just going to move the shelves back and then put the books on. I am ready to get this done. Really ready to get this done. This is what it looks like now. I just stuck to the normal amount of shelves, and I mean, it would have been freaking nice, but that's okay. So these two I'm organizing at the moment. This one I haven't even touched, but I'm going to try and start on that one. I'm also going to be organizing all these little knickknacks into things that I want to display on my shelf and things that I don't. This shelf here has kind of become, it's kind of a bit of a mess, but it's just going to be like stationery related things. This is the amount of books that I have left to put on the shelves, so I think it's pretty achievable, especially because like those two shelves down there, It looks like a fucking mess, but those two shelves don't even have any books on them. So I think I can definitely fit it all. It's just annoying to get up there because I can't really reach it standing up, but I'm really afraid of heights. So I don't want to stand on the step stool, but that's okay. Here's Maple, she's sleeping. Wow, it's a favourite spot in there in front of the window. So yeah, especially for the cats, I want to have it because this is kind of one of their main rooms they hang out in. I want to make sure it's like all back and clean for them. Let's get to it. We're back here again. It's 3 a.m. So as you've seen, I've organised a lot of the shelves, not fully but most of them. Everything's off the floor now, like all the books, not everything. There's other shit down here still. It feels weird because it doesn't feel like a comfy room anymore like it used to, but like I know they'll probably just come once I've cleaned everything up and it's like a nice place to be in. There's a few things that I just don't know where to put because I don't have room anymore, which I would have had room if I still had that bookshelf space. So I'm going to sleep now and I'm going to do the rest tomorrow. I'll definitely be able to finish tomorrow. It'll just be cleaning up the books and then everything else is on the floor, and I want to give it like a good vacuum and mop. I did wipe the floor though with a cloth when I was moving stuff around, so it's kind of clean. This has taken a lot longer than I thought it would. I didn't realise it would take this long. I thought it would just be me taking the books off, moving the shelves, putting the books back on, and that was it. And like rearranging a little bit, but no. Okay, do you tomorrow? I'm on the home stretch. This is great. I'm so ready. Last night I was so done. So as you saw, moved the desk over there to this position. Last night I just put everything in this corner because it was kind of all spread throughout the room. I just have been just cleaning that up. So now it's just onto these books, just cleaning up that side of the bookshelf that I couldn't get to very easy because of the desk, and also clean up my desk, figure out where all these little things are going to go as well. Honestly, I kind of don't want this shelf here, but I need all that stuff and I don't have anywhere to put it, and I'm kind of running into the issue of not having enough space for some things. I've already decluttered some books, so hopefully that will help, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, let's get started. Here we are a few months later. Only 3. So I finished putting this into place pretty quickly, as in like 3 or 4 days, to completely have it here. As you can see, there are previous clips where I have a different chair. So I purchased a new chair. This one was from Marketplace for like $30, which I'm really proud of. I wanted a larger chair in this room that kind of acted more as a couch than as just a tiny chair to sit on, because I obviously, as someone who likes to read, love nothing better than like curling up on a comfy couch and reading a book. And I wanted to be able to do that in here as well as like in the living room, things like that. And it's also a good place here, like if I want to sit here and watch something on my computer versus like watch something in the lounge room, like I can also do that here. So I'm really enjoying it actually. Like this is really all that I wanted for a reading office study room for myself. As the bookshelves are at the moment, it was a bit challenging fitting everything onto the shelves. There were a few books that I got rid of. When I say few, I think probably like 30 or 40 books. They were books I knew I was never going to read, or that I had read, I'm never going to read again. The series I hadn't completed, like books I'd read the first book of but not the second, and things like that, but I had no real interest in reading them, and I was holding on to them in the event that I would feel like reading them. But honestly, like the thought of seeing them on my shelf, I don't know, they just made me feel like, oh, those are still there, like, which is not what I want for my bookshelf. I counted the books, and this is the number of books
that I counted that I have. I also bought a book cart because I wanted a place where I can have all the books that I want to read next in one space. As these are sorted by genre currently. Along the top of the bookshelves I have series that I've read, well honestly mostly series that I've read, but they're also a series where there's like a lot of books in those series and they're just easier to put up higher than take room on the lower shelves. And I also have all my graphic novels up over there. Along these top two shelves I have like fantasy, urban fantasy, like paranormal books, things like that, all along the first two, and also down on these two as well. I originally tried to kind of separate it into just like somewhere it's like the real world but some paranormal elements, and then more like fantasy stuff, but like at the moment they're kind of just getting mixed together. So fantasy, which honestly, like I was looking for a book a little while ago for my friend who likes fantasy. I was like, I don't know if I have that much fantasy to show you, but literally majority, the fantasy genre is the largest genre I have. And then I have over here is general fiction, and then down here this is like non-fiction shelf, which is quite colourful for non-fiction. And then down lower here, these two is romance, and then I have a shelf here. It's like creepy kind of thriller books. I don't have a lot, so kind of like all the subgenres are like anything that's like vaguely creepy is kind of just on that shelf. And then down the bottom behind the chair is books that didn't fit on any other shelves. Behind there I also have like, that was the last shelf that I put together, and it was kind of like all the ones that I couldn't place anywhere else were just down on that shelf. And also behind them all my books from childhood and stuff like that down there. Down on this side there are some more children's books, and then some kind of non-fiction books that I've had forever, and like science books and series of authors that I don't want to talk about. They're down there. And that's really all. As you could see, I've moved the small shelf next to my desk because I realized that I needed this here. I needed the space. So I have one shelf on here that's like books that I'm halfway reading that I've stopped for whatever reason, and then I'm gonna start again. And then there's just like shelves for other stationery things that I need a place for. I'm really happy with my desk at the moment. It had so much stuff on it even after I cleaned so recently. I just like got rid of everything that I didn't need off it. There's a lot of stuff maybe for some people, but for me it's like a lot less than there used to be, so that's really nice. I tried my best to kind of mix the colours around because like a lot of the older style fantasy, there's a lot of like dark colours in their covers. I was really happy that there ended up being enough colour that I could kind of mix it around. I wish that all of them could like look like this shelf here, or like these shelves, which like with the much brighter colours that are like just the general fiction, but that's obviously not in my control. It's actually been such a pleasure to film it all. I've not filmed anything like this before, so it was a really fun experience to see the whole process and like see it all get done and then have a video to watch, because I actually really love watching these types of videos, so it's a really nice feeling to be able to have my own. I've done a lot of these before, but I've never filmed them before where I can go back and look on it, so it's been actually really fun to do this. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more content from me, subscribe. If you would like to see more regular content from me, check out my Instagram, where I'm on there a lot more often than here. I'm trying to fix that though. As I mentioned, I got a book cart, so that video will be coming out soon of me assembling it, putting it together, putting the books on it. And yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. If you have done any of these videos similar, I would really love to see them, so please let me know where I can watch them down in the comments below, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Bye!